a BookTok book review from a completely different location. My husband took my mom to get a back x-ray, and my kids went with him, so I can do my video anywhere I want in the house, and I'm in my living room right now. But I'm here to talk about the 12th book I read this year, and I read it on my Kindle, and it was The House Girl by Conklin. This has been on my downloaded list for a while, and I was looking for an historical fiction to read on my Kindle, so I chose this one, and I was not expecting it to be so similar in style, in artistic approach, as The Tangled Mercy, which I read earlier this year, using a modern day, present day protagonist and intertwining them with a person of the past. In Tangled Mercy, we had a woman, a history major, who was finding her roots, finding out about her mother, which brought us to events of the past. And in this book, we have a woman who is struggling to learn about her mother, and because of where her job takes her, she becomes engrossed and heavily involved in learning about a woman of the past, but of no family relation in this case. Our main protagonist, Lena Sparrow, is a lawyer, and she is struggling to maintain a relationship with her artist father. And this is because he has never told her the truth about her mother, who, as far as we know, passed away when Lena was 4. The subject of her mother was taboo, and she only begins to learn about her mother when her father creates some artistic pieces that are going to be in a show. And she also finds some written notes from her mother that she had never seen before, that are mysterious and are not quite clear in what they mean. They're abstract. Now, her job as a lawyer, the firm takes on a case where they are trying to find a descendant of a slave to begin the process of righting the wrongs of slavery and giving essentially financial restitution in the form of scholarships and funds and grants, but they need to find a descendant of a slave in order to drive this case home. It's up to Lena to find that person. She has to find a slave who was documented and trace their genealogy and find somebody present day and let that person essentially be the poster child for this case and this cause. By ways of her father's art show, she learns about the controversy of Josephine Bell, a house girl, and her mistress, Luann Bell, and that the artwork that Luann Bell supposedly created was actually created by Josephine, and it's causing quite a stir in the art world. But Lena hooks on to the aspect of finding a descendant of Josephine and using Josephine and her lineage as a way to create this case. Okay, now that the plot is over, discussing it is over, I will say that the two stories didn't need to be connected, in my opinion. Lena's story and her struggles regarding her mother and her father were unnecessary. If you needed to have the back and forth of modern day to, slave times, Dan, you could have just used the law case as a way to drive the plot of Josephine and her art and her life and being a runaway slave in the Underground Railroad and everything like that. There's a lot that happens in this book. There are a lot of people. There is a lot of information, and it comes at you suddenly in the form of letters. That's some thunder you hear right now, possibly. But it comes in the way of letters from a historical society, and those in of itself are more interesting than the Lena storyline. And it gets very confusing. It gets very distracting. I don't know how I feel about it. I want to hear Josephine's story. I want to hear about more of her art and how she learned it. And I want to hear about her journey trying to run away. And we hear about it through letters, through someone else. We also learn about an underground station, a farmhouse, through letters that don't necessarily, they have a place in the story, so that the letters that are found later on concerning Josephine make sense. There's a lot of roundabouts in this story that don't ever lead to a main road successfully. But I will say, it was way more interesting when those letters were discovered and I was reading them. It made the story so much better. Even if it was distracting and hard to keep track of, it made it so much better, and it made the story move so much faster. All this being said, I still gave it 4 stars. It appealed greatly to my genealogy loving heart. I do genealogy every day, early in the morning, plugging away and researching. So this appealed to my genealogy heart. This appealed to my history loving heart. This appealed to wanting to be exposed to and learn about the struggles of this time. And that's why it gets 4 stars, even though it's a little sloppy, even though we have an unnecessary plot. The good stuff outweighs the bad stuff. Okay, up next are going to be some quotes. And until next time, happy reading.